Hello everyone, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to represent you about simple machines. I hope this is good video. With me, Suri and Amri will guide you in this presentation. I hope you get some lesson from the video. Okay, first, what is simple machine? Simple machine is a simple tool which is used to work easier. Any device that increase force is called simple machines. Simple machines can help work faster and better, and it can be simple or to be complex machines. It depends on your need. But how it can be easier, it is by changing the direction of a force, changing the distance of a force, and changing the strength of a force. What we learned today is 4 types of simple machine that is defined by Renaissance scientists. There are lever, inclined planes, pulleys, and wheels. Okay. First simple machine is lever. Lever is a bar that pivots from a fixed point called a fulcrum. The main characteristic of a lever are head, fulcrum, input force, output force, the arms, and the load. And what lever works for? Lever help to lift, to launch, and balance some object. And lever has its formula, and the lever formula is the derivation of torque formula, that is F times LK equal to work times LB. And to create a great lever, it has to evaluate the mechanical advantage, that is the ratio of the output force to input force of its lever by this formula, as you can see in the slide. And next is the application of levers occurs in humans. Many parts of humans' body are levers. For example, jaw, arm, and head. And the levers have 3 types of it. That is first class, second class lever, and third class lever. First class. For first class, had a fulcrum in somewhere in the middle between the input force and output force or the load. For example, in the first class is the left head, seesaw work, and scissors. And for second class is the output force or the load is being moved or in the middle between the input force and the fulcrum. The effective force of this class is increased at the expense of speed and distance. And for the example of this class is ankle extension, loaded wheelbarrow, and bottle opener. And the last class is third class. That is, the input force is applied in the middle, while the load or output force and fulcrum at either end. And in this class, the speed and distance traveled are increased at the expense of effective force. And for the example of this class are flexion of the elbow joint on contraction of biceps, catapults, and tweezers. These are the mechanical structure. And in the lever system that operate a mechanical at disadvantage are speed levers. Force is lost, but speed and range are movement are gained. Systems that operate at a mechanical advantage or power levers are slower to be made to be more stable and used where strength is a priority. And for designing catapult, also considering those things. To gain the farthest drawing of the catapult needs small force and the arms in good proportion, and it to be more stable and stronger. The second type of simple machine is inclined plane. It is a flat supporting surface tilted at an angle with one end higher than the other, used as an aid for raising or lowering a load. Inclined planes consists of rams, wedges, and screws. First is rams. A long shallow ram reduces the needed force to lift a load upward, but the load has longer distance to travel. The work is directly proportional to force, so It is used work-done formula to calculate it by following the mechanical advantage formula. And for this example is flight, and the construction of pyramids also use applied ramps. And second is wedges. Wedges have a wide base that slopes to a thin edge, and the wedge is moved into or against another object to split the object. It is applied downward force to the thick end of the wedge, and the thin end increase the force and drive it sideways, and cutting or splitting an object parts. And the example of these wedges is zip fastener, axe blades, and incisor function, and teeth and knives. Screws. Screw is similar to wedge and rams, but screw works spiraling around the metal cylinder. In the below picture is the structure of screw, and screw function is like a roll oblique plane. Each round of screw pushes him little by little into the field. Screw threads drive the screw power, and the pitch or the space between the threads is to make it attached to the surface. For example of this screw is metal cylinder screw, propellers, and the tip of light bulbs and jam bottle. Third types of simple machine is pulley. It is a wheel that is used with a cord or rope that is support the movement of a cord along its circumference, and its force is applied to one end of the cord to overcome resistance acting at the other end. The pulleys produce mechanical advantage to applied force as follow these two terms. A is a single pulley changes the course of the cord and therefore the direction of the applied force, and the second is multiple pulleys in series can change the direction and magnitude of the applied force. And for the example is happen to the musculoskeletal system. That is, the pulley is formed by bones, ligaments, and the cord is formed by the tendon muscles. And pulleys have two sides. The musculoskeletal system, that is, the pulley is formed by bones, ligaments, and the cord is formed by the tendon muscles. And pulleys have two sides of it. There are single pulley that is fixed and not moving. For example of it is drawing water from a well, and the mechanical advantage of it is one. And the second is moving pulley. It's called movable pulley. That pulley that can move while it's used, and the mechanical advantage of it is two. And the third is compound pulley. It is composed of several pulleys, and the mechanical advantage of this pulley is the same as the number of the pulleys in it. And we can say the mechanical advantage is n. Last but not least, the type of simple machine, that is wheels. Wheels have two types, that is wheels and axle, and the other is wheel and gears. Wheel and axle is using lever working principle, and it works a circular lever, and gear is a wheel that identical tips around its edge and connected to chain or can mesh directly together. And wheel and axle can magnifying force or multiplying distance either, but in two different ways. But magnifying force is the effort is applied to wheel frame, and multiplying distance the effort is applied to the axle. And for example is doorknob. Doorknob has a small force moving. The handle will turn the spindle easily enough to unlock the door. And in human body also you also applied wheel and axle connect. That is the connection between the shoulder and hand form wheel and axle agreement. Other example is on transportation. Besides to reduce the friction, wheels have to provide enough to the specific surface. And we jump to wheels and gears. Gears is the better one than actual they say, because they have teeth and won't slip as they turn together. By evaluate the gear ratio to make it greater. The gear ratio is the inverse of ratio of teeth in two gears. For example, of gears is a bike. Bike use gear connected to chain to give movement for the bike, and gear mesh directly to change the speed of rotating shape. Alright, this is the end of the video. I hope you're enjoying this. Thank you for your attention. Thanks for watching this video. This is from IPSC 2019 and Semester 3 and Integrated Science Class 2020. Stay healthy, stay pretty. Bye bye.